Hello everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist for PhysioFunction, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So for those of you who are new, level 1 classes are designed for individuals who may not have any movement in their affected arm or leg. It is a seated exercise class, so there will be no standing at all in this class. Please be aware that it is a requirement that you have someone available to assist you with exercises as needed. Okay, so this is our second week in our balance series. So we are going to be working on exercises to help us work on our sitting balance, okay, and our posture. So we're really going to be focusing on activating our core stability muscles. So these are muscles within our trunk, so working around our bottom and our hip muscles, our tummy and our back muscles, as well as the muscles around our shoulders. So these are really important for maintaining our posture and helping us with our sitting balance. So we're going to start with a warm-up and some activation exercises. We are then going to go into a circuit, which is going to be a combination of some balance type exercises and also some cardiovascular exercises to get a bit of a workout in there as well. So a nice rounded class for you today. So let's get started. Sitting nice and tall in your chair. Try and think about having your back away from the back of the chair if you can, or as light as possible through the back of your chair. Really grow nice and tall, find that length in your spine. Nice big breath in and out here. Let's shrug our shoulders up and let them go. Let's do 2 more of those. So nice big breath in, shrug those shoulders up and let them go. Good. 1 more. Big breath in and out. Relax those shoulders. Let's start by doing some alternating shoulder rolls backwards, up, back and around. Really trying to loosen up those muscles, that connective tissue around your shoulders. You might hear a bit of creaking and crunching. That's quite normal if we've been sat still, as long as it's not painful. Never want to push into any pain. Just mobilizing gently, working within those limits. Starting small and then gradually getting a little bit bigger if you can as things loosen up. Good. Lovely. Let's hold those hands together in front, so supporting your affected arm. Let's try and reach forward, straightening those arms as much as you can. Remember, if you suffer with spasticity and tightness in your affected arm, try not to yank or pull. We're just gently lengthening away. This could be on your lap if you want to. Thinking about straightening your elbow just as much as comfortable for you, and then back, so working within your limits. Your assistant could help support your elbow as you support your wrist. To guide forward, they could have one hand under their elbow and they could have one hand on your shoulder to gently support. Okay, so we're reaching forward within your ranges and back. Good. Reaching forward, lengthening in front of you if you can, and back. Remember, you can slide your hands lower if you have difficulty with shoulder movement or pain and stiffness in your shoulder. Forward and back. Good. Let's do 2 more here. Forward and back. Last one. Forward and back. Good. Hands now on your right knee. Turn from your waist to look over your right shoulder. Feel that gentle rotation happening in your back and your waist. Not pulling on your knee, just using those tummy muscles to turn. Back to center, hand on the left knee. Let's turn to the left. Good. Back to center, hands on the right knee. Turn to the right. Big breath. Back to center. Hands on the left knee. Turn to the left. Good. Back to center. One more each way. Hand on the right knee. Turn to the right. Twisting those shoulders. Rotation happening from your waist. Back to center. Hands on the left knee. Turn to the left. Back to center. Lovely. Let's have hands down by our side if that is available to you. Or you could have your arms on the armrests of your chair. I want you to really think about squeezing those shoulder blades back together and gently down. Now, this is not a really big movement. You shouldn't be really squeezing as much as you can. If you think of your shoulder blades on your ribs, so see if you can feel where they are. You could always ask your assistant to see if they can put their hand on top of your shoulder blades, just to get an idea of feeling of where they are on your back, especially if you have difficulty with sensation. If your assistant could put their hand just on top of the bony bit of your shoulder blade, so just flat on top of it, just gently, so you can just feel where it is on your back. Think about them moving, so their hands, if they've got their hands on both of the shoulder blades, think about moving their hands gently together and down. Feel the shoulder blades sliding on your rib cage, so they're coming together and back. Gently widening of those collarbones. And then relax. Okay, if you can have your hands down by the side, think about turning those palms forward as much as you can. Think sliding those shoulder blades back and down. Feel that activation, those muscles in between at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And then relax. This is a really lovely exercise, back and down, that you can do quite regularly in the day to help reset your posture of your shoulders, especially with sitting a lot. Sometimes we can end up good, and again, with quite rounded shoulders, and then everything at the front of our body here, the front of our chest and shoulders gets really tight and a bit stuck and sticky. And relax. And again, back and down. And then the muscles at the back get quite long. They generally can be quite weak in a lot of people as well. So by resetting and trying to activate them, let's do one more here, back and down. Activate them, that helps wake those up. Give a gentle active stretch to the muscles across the front here. That can just help reset your posture, which also helps with any sort of shoulder problems like shoulder pain you might have because of tightness, okay? So if you get a lot of stiffness and tightness in your shoulder, this is a lovely exercise that can help. Good. Okay, now let's have a go at doing some warm-up exercises for our legs. Let's start firstly by just doing some marching. So you're going to just try and alternate lifting one leg up at a time, moving at your own pace. Now you can always swing your arms. Okay, you're just lifting that affected leg as much as you can, trying to stay nice and tall. So this is a really nice one where you can think about trying to activate those tummy muscles, those back muscles, to help try and keep you nice and upright when you're marching your legs. That's lovely, keep it going. Alternating those leg lifts. Awesome. Let's see if we can do some side stepping. Big lift, alternate way. Remember, you're just moving that affected leg as much as you can. Doesn't matter if it's how far it's moving, we're just thinking about completing this side-to-side movement. Lovely. Sit, keep it going. 10 more seconds. Awesome. 3, 2, And one. Okay, let's do one little glute activation exercise. So like last week, if you can sit so that you've got your feet flat on the floor, or if that's not possible, if you could put either some big fat books or blocks or something underneath your feet so that you've, or a small step, so that you can have contact with your feet on the floor and your knees and hips are at roughly a 90-degree angle. Your feet might want to be slightly behind your knees. I want you to think about growing tall. So think about those shoulders activating like we just practiced before, and then gently drawing these tummy muscles. So if you were with me last week, we talked about the diamond. So collecting those diamond tummy muscles, all these muscles here at the front and sides. Think about pulling them together and back as if you're wearing your own corset, okay? Or remembering that tight pair of jeans that you want to get on, everything to the middle and back. And then we're going to think about pushing both of our feet down into the ground. So pushing through our heels mainly to feel that activation of the muscles in the back of our legs and in our bottom muscles. Hold that there. Try and breathe. Feel that activation happening and then relax. Good. And again, drawing everything into center. Nice posture, shoulders back and down, and then push those heels down into the ground. Feel that activation, that connection to your core, that connection to the ground. And relax. Good. This could be a lovely thing to do in bare feet as well to really feel that connection with the floor. Again, shoulders back and down. Tummy all drawn into center. Push those heels down. Feel that activation through your bottom muscles. Hold that there. Nice big breath, good. And then relax. Let's do two more here. Tummy in, shoulders back and down. Push into the ground. Really feel that activation, that squeezing of your bottom muscles. Make sure you're pushing straight down, not forward. Keeping that lovely posture. Breathe. That's the key here and the difficult part. And relax. Let's do one more. Shoulders back and down. Tummy muscles drawing in and back to center. Heels pushing down. Feeling that activation of those bottom muscles, those hamstrings at the back of your thighs here. Really feeling that connection, that really strong power through your core. And then relax. Well done. Grab yourselves a drink if you need one. I'm now going to talk through our exercises in the circuit. So we're going to be doing 2 rounds and there's going to be 5 exercises. The first one we are doing, so we're going to do them for a minute each with a short rest between. Feet are flat on the floor and hip distance apart. Now, if you want to make this harder, you could bring your feet together. That will narrow your base of support and make this more difficult, okay? But you can have your feet hip width apart. Now, options. We're going to sit nice and tall. Hands are really light. So you can have light fingertips on your knees. You can have fingertips on your arms of your chair. We're going to start with head turns. So you're going to try and have your back away from the chair and turning our head side to side gently. If you have difficulty with your neck and that is really difficult for you, you could just practice here, sitting and just trying to hold your balance, okay? Or you could try up and down. This is going to challenge your balance and your eye movements as well. So if you do struggle with dizziness and eye movements, just move within whatever limits. Remember with those exercises, if you do get dizziness, that you're nudging into symptoms, okay? So nudging to the point where you might feel a bit dizzy, but then you're stopping before you feel too terrible, and then having a rest before you continue, okay, to let that dizziness die back down again. Right, so that's the first one. If you can, to make it harder, you could have your hands crossed on your chest. You're sitting away from the back of your chair, really nice and strong and tall, like we're just practicing a warm up. And again, head, or you could do eye movements, side to side. 1 minute. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So remember, hands here, or lightly on the arms of your chair or your knees. The key here is that you're using your hands only as needed to keep your balance. You're not relying on them. You're really thinking about your tummy muscles. So that drawing into the center and back, think about the gentle engagement through your tummy, trying to maintain that posture, length through the spine. So using those core muscles to keep your balance here. Really nice. Remember as well to keep breathing. Now, if a minute's too long for you, you could have a short pause, rest back, and then come back up when you can. We've only got 15 seconds here. Really good. One more. And return to center. Have a rest back in your chair. Okay, so I'm going to talk through the next exercise for you. So this time we're going to be doing alternate arm lift. So again, you're going to be trying to sit nice and tall with your back away from the chair. Okay, remember, if that's really not possible for you, you're aiming for that. Okay, you're trying to really use as little pressure through your chair as you can. Remember, if you're sat really back in your chair too, it might be that you need to shuffle your bottom forward a little bit, especially if your chair's a bit dipped. Think about the surface you're on. If you're on a really squishy surface, that's going to be a lot harder for you to maintain your balance than a solid chair. So if you're on a sofa that's quite squishy, it might be better if you have a suitable sort of dining chair. That might be a better chair for you to sit in, or in your wheelchair, okay? So nice and tall again. This time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be lifting our arms. So you're going to lift one arm, and then we're going to lift the other arm. So you can either help that other arm with yours, or you could have your assistant help you, okay? But the key here is that we're trying to maintain this upright posture. We're trying not to lean back. We're trying to keep our balance. Remember, if you want to make it harder, you can have your feet together to really challenge that base of support a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go. So we're lifting up arm one. Keep that nice posture. And then the other arm, if you have some movement, then you could just try and lift. Okay, remember you can have your assistant helping you with your affected side. And it doesn't have to be all the way up. You could just be lifting to here. Okay, so you're moving within whatever limits you have. The key is that we're really thinking about that control of the tummy. We're maintaining we're trying to maintain a nice still core, okay? We're trying to maintain a balanced body. We're not leaning, we're not moving, as still as possible while we move our arms. Good. So this is why we're really working on that activation of these muscles around our tummy, around our back, around our shoulders to help with this movement. Good, and stop there. Lovely. Have a rest. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. The next one we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some marching. So just a bit of cardiovascular exercise here. 1 minute, marching those arms, those legs as much as you can. Remember, you're moving within your limits. We're aiming just to move our body here, get our heart rate up a little bit. Okay, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Marching those legs, try and swing those arms, hands can be together. Remember, this is at your pace, so you're marching at your own pace. You might find with these classes as well, when you want some music on, that can always help with motivation. Try and march your feet to the beat. I wish I could play music through here, but I can't. And you definitely don't want me singing, do you? So. Well, you guys, you're over halfway. Keep that going. Doing really well. Our halfway exercise of this round. Good. 5 seconds. Keep it going. And rest. Lovely. Grab yourselves a drink if you need one. The next exercise we're going to be doing is a trunk rotation. So a bit like in the warm-up when we turn and look over our shoulder. But this time we're going to be focusing on using our tummy muscles, if we can, without our hands. That's our aim. That's what we're aiming for. So remember, we're sitting tall, back away from the chair if we can. That's the aim. Good posture. Hands crossed on your body. We're going to be turning from the waist, gently side to side. Now you can just keep your head pointing forwards if you want to for balance, or to make it a bit more challenging, you can turn your head with your body. It's going to make it a little bit harder. If that's really hard for you, remember fingertips on the arm of the chair or on your knees, but you're only using them as needed for balance. We're really working on the movement coming from our core here, coming from our tummy muscles. So gently drawing them in. Okay, off we go. In 3, 2, 1, lovely and tall, turning. Remember, turning happening from our waist here. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It literally will be probably a few inches to the left and a few inches to the right. It's not big. I'm not expecting big rotation here. The most important thing is that we're controlling it from our core. So really drawing those tummy muscles in gently and then using them to rotate. So feel like the rotation's happening from the middle of our trunk here rather than from our shoulders. And you probably will find that one way is a lot easier than the other. I can move a lot further to the left than I can to the right. That's quite normal, especially when you have weakness on one side. Okay, that went quickly. A minute is done. Last exercise in our circuit is some punching. Now we're going to try, if we can, to do punches alternate ways. So again, we're trying to incorporate that core element whilst also working on our cardio. So remember here, we're just alternating punches. You can hold your hands together. If that's really difficult for you or causing you any shoulder discomfort, then I want you to just focus on using your unaffected side to punch side to side, because the aim is here, we're working on the core, but we're also working on cardiovascular fitness. So trying to get our heart rate, our breathing rate up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we're side to side, punching. Lovely. Or we can be here with both arms. Again, we're trying to sit nice and tall if we can. Aim here as you're moving as quick as you can. Okay, feel that activation in your core. You can again keep your head pointing forwards. You want to stop any dizziness. Keep breathing. You're nearly there, you're over halfway. Awesome work. Remember, you don't have to be reaching your arms super far. It's just keeping them moving. That's the aim. Aim is getting that heart rate up, that breathing rate up a little bit. And rest. Well done. Okay, grab yourselves a drink. Okay, we're going to go back to the top of that circuit now and do it one more time. So we're going back to our head turn. So if we remember, we're sitting tall, hands are light on the knees or the chair if needed, or if you can, hands are here. We're working on those head turns. Or remember, if you want to, you could just be working on your balance, just sitting here. If you want to get harder, you can bring those feet together. Okay? So, give you just a wee bit longer to recover, and then we will get started. Okay, so we're going to start in 5 seconds. Nice and tall, find that posture. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Remembering, head turns slowly side to side. You could try keeping your eyes pointing forward if you want to. if that's something that you find challenging and you want to work on. Remember, we're really working here on keeping our tummy muscles drawn in and maintaining our balance and our posture while we move our head. Remember, if you're getting those dizzy symptoms, just to nudge into them and then pause, let yourself recover before starting again. Don't make yourself overly dizzy. You just want to nudge into them to try and desensitize that balance, that vestibular system, that visual system. Good. Nearly there. One more. And then rest. Lovely. Okay, have a short rest while I explain the next one. So we're going back into those alternate arm lifts, keeping that body nice and still. So from the side, you notice I'm sitting, I'm really trying to work on maintaining a nice tall posture. I'm not leaning back, okay? I'm not flaring those ribs. I'm trying to keep them knitted down while I move my arms, okay? So remember, you can have your assistant help you with your affected side, or you can support your affected side, or if you've got some movement, just lift it as much as you can. Okay, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go, lifting alternate arms. When you are lifting, try and think about thumbs pointing upwards. Remember, we can be here. Someone can be assisting you, or you can just be trying to do as much movement as you can. And also, you don't have to go all the way up here. You could just go to here, okay? You're moving within whatever ranges is available and whatever range you can control. So if you can control up to here, but this part you think, oh God, I really can't do that without going backwards, then you can just work within whatever ranges you can control. You're thinking about challenging, so you want to make it a challenge, but we're really focusing on control here. Quality over distance or quantity or size. Really good. One more. And relax. Okay, so we're going into marching now. So we're going to have a short pause, short rest so you can grab your drink if you need one. And we're going into our marching. The peak of our circuit, the halfway exercise. Okay, so we're going to go in about 5 more seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, marching, off we go. March those arms and those legs. Remember, you're moving at a pace. It's quick for you. Really good, guys. Keep it going. Those arms, march those legs. You're north and you're halfway. Awesome work. Really good. Keep it going. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Lovely. Okay. 2 exercises to go. We are back into those trunk rotations. So remember, we're sitting nice and tall for this exercise, rotating from our middle. Okay, feeling that rib cage, that thoracic spine, so that middle bit of your back, rotating side to side. Oh, sorry, I got an itchy eye. Okay, so let's refine that posture. Arms across or lightly resting on your chair. Off we go, turning side to side. Doing really well, we're nearly there. One more exercise after this. So we're only going to have a short rest after this. Into the last one and then we're done. So remember this one, we're focusing on control. Really using those tummy muscles to turn ourselves side to side. Really good. Awesome work. Keep that breathing steady. Good. You got 15 seconds, not long. Really work on that control. See if you can just keep that posture up a little bit longer. Can you make it to the end of the minute? 1 and rest. Fantastic. Oh, okay, we've got 1 exercise. So we're going to try and go straight into it. Come on, last little push. We are onto those punches. So remember, using your unaffected arm, or you could, if you've got movement, you can use both arms. Even if you're just moving mainly from the shoulder on your affected side, or you can hold hands together. So we're going to be punching for a minute, off we go. So remember, you can just be punching from your shoulder, just thinking about that trunk rotation, or getting in as much movement as you can. Doesn't have to be big, think about keeping tall and strong through that core. You should be feeling really awake and active now. Last little push. You guys have done so well. Awesome. Just shows that we can make even balance. We can make a workout. Really good. That's it. Keep it going. That's it. Lovely. 5 seconds. You're nearly there. Last push. And stop there. Ah, awesome. Grab yourselves a drink. Really good work. We're just going to do a bit of a cool down now. Okay. Oh, so slow your breathing. Hands together in front. I want you to reach them along your lap. Round those shoulders, okay? Option to drop your head chin to chest and feel the stretch in that back body. You can round that back a little bit if you want to. Really nice breathing. Good. Okay, and then bring those hands either onto your lap. If you can bring your hands, one or both, onto the back base of your back, okay? Maybe you bring just your unaffected arm there and you try and draw that affected arm back as much as you can. Shoulders squeezing back together, feeling that stretch across the front of your chest there. Nice and long through your spine. Hold that there. Nice slow breaths. Good. Lovely. Let's relax that left arm down by the side. Reaching down to the ground and think about really lengthening up through that right side of your body, shrugging that shoulder up. If it's available to you, you could have that arm up and overhead. You could have this other arm on the arm of the chair. Feel that stretch down the side of your body. Especially these muscles which you work quite a lot today. And back down, okay, right arm down to the side or on the arm of your chair. Think about really lengthening up, so shrugging up, pulling those ribs up and away from your pelvis. Head can relax. Option, if it's available to you, to lift that arm up and overhead. Breathing into that side body there. And relax. Nice big shoulder rolls backwards. And a big breath in and out here. Shrug those shoulders up. And let them relax down as you breathe out. Good. Give yourselves a clap and a pat on the back. Well done. Thank you very much for joining me for this Different Strokes Level 1 exercise class today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you've done the class and you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments or feedback, please leave them below or send a message to us on the Different Strokes Facebook page. If there's if you have any feedback or suggestions for anything you would like to see, then you can send us a message. And remember that there are loads more classes on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page for different strokes. So please check them out. They're a great way to get some variety into your weekly exercise routine. We would always recommend doing at least another 2 classes this week. Absolute aim would be 5, because that's 5 lots of 30 minutes, meeting that government recommended guidelines for exercising in the week. So that would be the absolute best if you could try and fit those ones in. But okay, I hope you've had a lovely session. Thank you again for joining me, and have a great rest of your week. Take care, guys. Bye.